All right, are we going to move on? We're going to move on. Selena Gomez, she revealed in a recent podcast interview that she'd leave her career entirely behind to get married and become a mother. Keep in mind, she's 30 years old. This is an interesting thing to say. Do you think that there's a stigma, or still a stigma, around women who choose to kind of ditch their career ambitions to pursue, you know, family life?
Well, I think, first of all, when she said that, she wasn't saying I'm going to do this tomorrow or even next year. She's saying this is sort of a plan. Like, if I'm dreaming big, I'm going to have a family, I'm going to check out of Hollywood, and I'm going to do philanthropic work. That sounds like a beautiful plan, and I actually think it's a very relatable dream, not a plan. It's a dream, I think, for many of us post-pandemic, because the pandemic, maybe not post, but the pandemic has forced us to slow down and sort of take stock of what truly matters to us and what means the most to us in this short period of time that we're here. And so it's a dream to be able to do that, not a reality for most of us, I don't think. But I think there's two types of people, you guys. One type who would keep working despite the fact that they had enough money to live comfortably for the rest of their days. And the second group, those of us who wouldn't. I'm group two. If I did not have to work, I wouldn't. And I think it's regardless of gender. I still think there are two groups of people who would check out if they could live that dream.
Interesting.
You know, she's 30 years old, Selena Gomez, and she is a really successful producer and entrepreneur. I don't know, though, that generally the public gets that, because even, you know, when we were talking earlier, there was some shock expressed at the fact that she's not 18 anymore. You know, she came of age, she was a child actor. And so we always kind of freeze celebrities at the time where they become famous, whereas she's now 30, again, as I mentioned, a super successful, award-winning producer and entrepreneur. And she's on a show that is Emmy nominated for Outstanding Comedy. That would be one of my favorite shows, Only Murders in the Building. I love this show. What's really interesting about Only Murders is that she co-stars with Steve Martin and Martin Short, and the whole show hinges on their relationship, the three of them. You can't have the show without all three. But the Emmys, the Television Academy, only nominated Steve Martin and Martin Short for individual acting honors. And there are some people in the industry who think, oh, it's because you're still that kid, Selena.
Right.
You know, Wizards of Waverly Place.
Disney
you're still, you know, dated Justin Bieber. You're not the, you know, mogul you've become. And I think when she speaks like this, I also believe it's a little bit strategic, where she's trying to fight that reputation. Don't see me as a kid anymore. I'm a 30-year-old woman. I run like a almost billion-dollar business, but you still see me as a kid. No, I'm this woman who dreams one day to be a mother. I'm a grown-up. You won't let me grow up.
And that's why,
It's a good point, I also think there's something to age in Hollywood. I feel like they work in dog years. Like if you're a child actor and you're 6, you're maybe actually 16 or treated like you're 16. So she's 30, and she's been in the game, and she's done a lot, right? Not only did she start off as a Disney kid, and she dated Justin Bieber, very public, difficult relationship. She's had a kidney transplant, guys. She's been battling lupus her whole life. She's actually lived much more of a life than I would ever live in that 30 years. So she's 30, but I would always add 10 years in Hollywood years. So in many ways, she's maybe actually 40. And she's maybe hitting that point in her life, maybe pandemic related as well, where it's like, is this all that there is? Is like this industry that is so ego-driven, that is so driven by accolades, and maybe she's sitting like saying that she wants more, and more is probably what a lot of people want, which is the real stuff, connection and family.
It's also driven, that industry, by long hours, notoriously long. I think back to our previous conversation about the Kardashians. They seemingly have no problem working and having kids. Why? Because part of their work involves their kids, right? Like keeping up with the Kardashians, you're showing the kids, your Instagram
accounts. You're gonna get another season if you have another one.
That's right. You're with the kids all the time, seemingly. Even when she's not, they're with each other. Whereas for a regular person, if you work in that kind of an industry, like my partner Jason works in film, he's been away for most of this summer. It's hard. It is hard to be away. Although I do think more men need to be talking about this as well. Most recently, I think of Sandra Bullock, who another woman who has come forward to say she is going through a temporary retirement because she wants to spend more time with her kids. So I wonder if there's gender that comes into this, but also industry. But I think it's refreshing that she's talking about it.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her. Do what you need to do, Selena. We're on your team, you know what I'm saying?
Hey there, and thanks for sticking around. Wasn't that just fantastic? You know where you can get some more all-around great content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with all the laughs and thought-provoking chats you could ask for. So do yourself a favor, like and subscribe now.